Dana White's Contender Series 2021 Week 2. A lot of really solid fights. A couple of the fights have been switched around a little bit. We got Mario Souza, Chito Njokuani, which is an amazing, very close middleweight fight. Bruno Correa, Carlos Vergarga, which is also a very close flyweight fight right there. Muin Gafurov, Chad Anheliger, if I'm saying that name correctly, in the bantamweight division. We were supposed to have Simon Oliveira versus Javid Basharat. Javid is a 10-0 undefeated fighter in this bantamweight division, but that fight did get canceled. Now we are going to have Jose Aldo versus Simon Oliveira. Jose Aldo being a guy that did beat guys like Gustavo Lopez and John Castaneda by split decisions right there, who are both inside the UFC right now, so that's pretty solid. Also, Josh Kindland and Logan Urban in the main event, which was supposed to be Darian Weeks and Josh Kindland, but COVID, as we know, kind of gets in the middle of a lot of the fights in the UFC, and now on Dana White's Contender Series. So, and we got Josh Kindland and Logan Urban now in the main event, which is also going to be a very solid fight. If it does stay on the feet, I kind of expect one of these two guys to kind of go unconscious eventually in that fight, but maybe that could be the fight of the night, or maybe it could be like Mario Souza, Chito Njokuani, if it's mainly a striking fight and they kind of come forward, not really playing the technical striking game. But there's a lot of really solid fights on here. But yeah, 5 fights in the entire fight card. But let's just go on and do our full card prediction. Let's go in to the first fight on the fight card right here. Muin Gafurov and Chad Anheliger in the bantamweight division, if I'm getting that last name correct. Chad Anheliger, 10 wins and 5 losses, 34.5 years old, so the oldest fighter on this fight card right there. A little bit smaller, not too sure what the reach is from either guy, but the wrestling and the grappling of Muin Gafurov is very legit. His only losses are inside of one championship to John Lineker by unanimous decision. Put up a really good fight right there. Kevin Billington and then Reese McLaurin. Reese McLaurin has been doing pretty good over there in one championship. Then Kevin Billington has kind of had an up and down sort of career, but he's gotten a lot of first round knockout wins, whether that's on the feet, with him just coming forward, putting on that pressure, and landing that knockout shot, or him coming forward, throwing pressure, taking the fight down with that signature double leg takedown, and just ground and pounding for the ground and pound TKO. Either way, those are the main ways I see Muin Gafurov winning. On the feet, just pressuring Chad Anheliger, and then landing a knockout with all of that pressure and volume, just coming forward and then landing a good shot and getting the knockout. Or more likely, he gets the takedown, gets on top, and starts ground and pounding the heck out of Chad Anheliger. It's a really hard name to say for me. I don't know why. But yeah, his main way of winning is going to be with the ground and pound, with the wrestling, just coming forward, landing the double leg, and ground and pounding. But his opponent, Chad Anheliger, with 10 wins and 5 losses, as we saw before, has fought Brady Heisen and many other guys. He doesn't have the best record because early in his career, he had a lot of submission losses right there. Out of all of his wins right here, 5 submission losses, so that's a little interesting. Finding a pretty good wrestler, grappler type of guy, Muin Gafurov. But after that, 2016, after 2 years off from that last loss with Rick Pfeiffer, came back and looked really good. A lot of first round wins and then a second round win right there. And then he got that recent win over Brady Heisen by third round knockout. But this fight, he needs to stay on the outside. He needs to counter Muin Gafurov as he's coming in with a left hook and a big right hook, something like that, and look for the knockout. But I just don't see that happening. I see Muin Gafurov going out there, putting on that pressure on the feet and landing that double leg takedown, whether it's the first round, second round, or third round. I really don't care what round it's going to be. He's going to get the fight down, and I do think he will do enough to get either a ground upon TKO or a rear naked or arm triangle choke submission in the first or second round. But overall, it's a very good fight. A lot of people have him winning the fight by knockout, but I can see a submission as well. So my prediction right here, Muin Gafurov by finish in the first or second round. A really good fight in the bantamweight division. Bruno Correa and Carlos Vergarga in the flyweight division. Now, the betting odds right here are minus 155 and plus 135 right there. Pretty similar in age. 30 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks. 30 years, 2 months, and 1 week. So they're very close in the age right there. But what they're not close in is that reach right there. Wow. A 4.5-inch reach advantage for Carlos Vergarga. But still, even with that reach, he is a significant underdog in the Tapology predictions. That 86 6% and 14%. The betting odds as of right now have him as a plus 145, and in some cases a plus 155 underdog. Personally, I do think it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to go with Carlos Vergara, and here is why. I know Bruno Correa has very, very solid kickboxing, good spinning kicks to the body, outside leg kicks. His inside leg kicks are decent as well. That front kick to the body, the high kick, the jab, the 1-2s on the outside, but he leaves his head exposed a lot. He comes forward, lands his combination, lands his leg kick, and his head is out in the open for a guy like Carlos Vergara, who has a lot of power in his hands. Third on knockout, third on flying knees, second on knockout, second on knockout. Pretty much all of these wins are by knockout, so if you're leaving your head exposed that much in most of your fights, you might get clipped, and that's what I'm kind of thinking about here. Because Bruno, when he's coming forward and not gonna have that reach advantage right there, he's gonna come forward, and I think he might eat a few shots and maybe might get knocked out by Carlos Vergara right here, who's a very, very powerful puncher, likes to come forward and just throw and look for that knockout. But the wrestling is going to be very even as well. Bruno Correa has the submission game advantage, the grappling type of advantage in terms of actually latching in that submission, because he has a lot of darts, chokes, anacondas, rear nakeds, all those type of things in his career so far. But it's just, can he get the fight down? I really don't think so. Carlos Vergara is a heck of a lot stronger than Bruno Correa, and I do think if the fight does go down, it's not going to be Bruno Correa going for the takedown. It's actually going to be Carlos Vergara going for the takedown, because we saw the fight with Diego Lopez and Joanderson Brito on Dana White's Contender Series 1 day ago, and we saw Joanderson Brito, not necessarily known to be a wrestler or grappler, was just much stronger than Diego Lopez and stayed on top, ground and defended those guillotines, and just won the fight that way. I can see Carlos Vergara mixing in a couple of takedowns, a little bit of ground and pound, and just staying away from those submissions. That is another way for Carlos Vergara to win the fight. But the main way, again, is going to be on the feet. He's going to have the reach. He's going to have the power. I think he's going to have the speed. The kicks, I don't really think so. Bruno Correa is a much better kicker, so if he can keep on the outside and just kickbox at range, yeah, he can definitely win that way. But if Carlos is smart, he's going to go out there with a lot of pressure, a lot of volume, just throwing some really big shots, trying to get that knockout, mixing in a couple of takedowns and a little bit of ground and pound, staying away from those anacondas, darks, rear nakeds, guillotines, all that type of stuff, and winning the fight by either a decision or a knockout as he's coming in with that combination. But very close fight. This is another one of those where I'm not going to look at these odds right here, the minus 155. I'm not going to look at these top budget predictions with 86% going Korea, although I can definitely see him getting the submission. It's very likely, but my gut is telling me that the better, the stronger fighter, the more powerful fighter, the guy with the reach, the guy with the volume, the guy with the power, the strength, everything like that, I think is going to use his strength to get the win on the ground and use his volume and pressure on the feet to get the win in the striking game as well. So it's a very even one, but I am going to go the underdog in Carlos Vergara to win the fight by a 30-27 decision. Wouldn't be surprised if Bruno latches onto a submission though, but it's a very close one. I got Carlos by a decision. Simon Oliveira and Jose Aldo in the bantamweight division, or Jose Aldo, I'm not too sure, but Simon Oliveira was 17 wins and 3 losses. Very solid grappling and wrestling skills. Jose Aldo is going to be a lot taller, a lot lengthier, not really too much taller. But after that fight, you're going to the bantamweight division. Simon Oliveira and Jose Aldo in the bantamweight division, or Jose Aldo if I'm getting that incorrectly. But Simon Oliveira was 17 wins and 3 losses. Many submission wins. 11 submissions, 5 knockouts, and only 1 fight going all the way. That is very impressive. Now, a lot of the fighters that he did go against, I really don't even know their records. 1-2, 0-1, 3-4. A lot of, not really the best competition right there, but he's fought some pretty solid guys every now and then. Carlos Diogo, Wagner Lima right there, Ari Farias, Wesley Batista, Wataru Mimaru, who he beat by first round submission. So he's fought in some pretty decent fighters in his career so far, but he hasn't fought in the last 2 years. I'm not too sure why these fights did get canceled. It just says bout canceled prior to events, and then the Javier Basharat one obviously canceled due to COVID, but obviously he's going to have really good wrestling and grappling on the feet, likes to keep range, kind of feel himself out for a couple of minutes, 30-45 seconds, definitely not a couple of minutes, but 30-45 seconds feels out his opponent in the striking. If he's going to have that striking disadvantage, he's getting clipped a little bit with the jab, the leg kicks, the body kicks, anything like that, he'll eventually go forward to the left hook, straight right, maybe some right hooks, just some big shots to get Jose Aldo or whatever his opponent is, their hands up right here and their waist up, down right here, so he can get that double leg takedown very, very easily. So those big shots to get them kind of focused on defending the strikes. Then he'll go down for that double leg takedown, get your back to the cage, pull you back, and drop you down. Then stay on top, ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. Look for the rear naked, look for maybe a guillotine. If he's able to, a Dars, an Anaconda, front choke, whatever submission he's trying to go for, he's probably gonna get it. It's mainly gonna be the choking submissions. He doesn't really have like the most Kimuras, the most arm bars, the most leg locks, anything like that. It's mainly just his really tight guillotine, his rear naked, his arm triangle, all of those type of things. So the chokes, I mean, literally all of these chokes right here are chokes. They're not arm bar submissions or anything like that. So if he's gonna win, it's gonna be getting the fight down with that double leg takedown after pressuring him with some big shots, getting that double leg, and just getting the submission. But Jose Aldo with 29, he's 29 years old right there, 14 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw. Gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage and a 1-inch height advantage right there. But Jose Aldo, however you say the name, he's beaten some pretty solid guys. John Castaneda by split decision, although it was a split decision, very, very close. Beat Gustavo Lopez also by a split decision. And then he fought Gustavo Lopez one more time in that main event. But if he's beating 2 guys right there that are inside of the UFC, John Castaneda is doing very, very good inside the UFC. After that loss to Jose Aldo, he beat Marcelo Rojo, who's another UFC fighter. Then he knocked out Eddie Wineland inside the UFC, which is very, very impressive. Beat a lot of other really good guys. And this man right here, Jose Aldo, ended up beating him by a decision right there. So that is very, very impressive. But we're not going to talk about the wins that he has had. We're going to talk about how he gets those wins. It's keeping the fight on the feet, of course, using that height, using that reach. It's not really the biggest height and reach advantage, but he likes to keep the fight at range, get that jab out, attack the lead leg. Maybe if you're a little bit of a smaller opponent, he'll try that head kick every now and then. Simon Oliveira isn't too small, but he is a wrestler grappler type of guy, which means he could go down low for a takedown. So I expect Jose to be going for a lot of body kicks, and eventually maybe Simon Oliveira goes down for a takedown. One of those body kicks might end up hitting the chin of Simon Oliveira, could land. I mean, the kicking at range, the jabs, the 1-2s, and eventually, if maybe Simon Oliveira gets tired on the takedowns, or just he's not getting the takedowns, he might get a little bit tired. So then Jose Aldo will start to push the pace on, get your back to the cage, start landing knees to the body, and just going all out with a left hook and right hooks. But for this fight, it's definitely going to be a rangy fight for Jose Aldo. Just staying on the outside, jabbing 1-2-ing. Probably for the decision win, I can maybe see a knockout if maybe he can land a knee as Simon Oliveira's coming to the inside. But most likely, if Jose Aldo is going to win, it'll probably be a decision win. But his opponent, Simon Oliveira, if he's going to win, it's going to be a submission or a ground upon TKO, something like that, in the first or second round. But it's a very good fight. Again, Jose Aldo all day is taking the fight on a short notice. It was, I believe, 3, 4, 5 days ago. Not too much time to prepare for a guy like Simon Oliveira, who's an amazing wrestler and grappler. So I do think Simon Oliveira will put the pressure on the feet, go down for that double leg takedown, get on top of Jose Aldo, and land. I'm going to go with a rear naked choke submission in the first or second round, but it's a very good fight in the bantamweight division. My prediction is Simon Oliveira by submission in the first or second round. A really good fight in the bantamweight division. Mario Souza and Chidi Njokuani in the middleweight division. Amazing fight. Chidi Njokuani, 19 wins and 7 losses. His last win in the LFA was a main event. It wasn't for any belt or anything like that, but he looked really good. His kickboxing, as usual, looked very solid. Really good front kicks, leg kicks, body kicks, high kicks, knees in the clinch, everything in that fight. His kickboxing, his Muay Thai looks absolutely amazing. Mario Souza in his last fight with Mariusz Kizkiewicz, if I'm saying that name correctly, His kickboxing also looked very, very good. Pretty similar to that of Chidi Njokuani. The height and the reach is very, very even. 6'3", 80 inches, and then 79 inches. So that's not going to play the biggest factor. But right here is going to be who has the better striking, who throws more volume. Because I do think originally I was trying to figure out who might have a little bit more power in their striking, a little bit more speed in their striking. But the more that I look at it, it's very, very even. I really cannot decipher who's going to have that speed, who's going to have that power. But I do know who's going to have the advantage if that comes to a close distance fight. They both have very good knees in the clinch. Chidi just got an amazing knee knockout win in the clinch. Mario Souza also has very, very devastating knees in the clinch as well. So in the clinch, it's going to be very, very 50-50. At range, the body case, leg case, head case, jabs, 1-2 is also going to be very, very even. But the one and two things that I think might give Mario Souza a slight edge right here is going to be the wrestling. Chidi Njokuani does have, I believe, a black belt or a brown belt in BJJ. I'm not too sure who he got that under, but he does have a very, very good jiu-jitsu game under his coach, because I believe he does have a black belt in BJJ. But Mario Souza, in my opinion, if the fight is going to be a rangy fight where they're staying at range, coming in with the kicks, coming in 1-2, that type of stuff, I can see Mario Souza coming in, throwing a big combination, and getting a takedown. Because Mario Souza has pretty similar grappling to Chidi Njokuani, but I think the wrestling and the takedowns of Mario Souza are going to be a very, very slightly better. So if in this fight the striking at range is going to be very, very even, if Mario Souza can kind of mix in the takedowns here and there, maybe 1 or 2 takedowns, I'm not saying grind out a decision with the wrestling and grappling. I'm just saying if you're coming on the inside, get Chidi Njokuani's back to the cage, go for a double leg takedown. Just go for it. Get the takedown. Get a little ground and pound, and that'll work for yourself on those judges' scorecards. As well as if he's going to close that distance, he does have very, very fast hands when he goes for the left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook. It's just very, very powerful. The same thing can be said for Chidi Njokuani, but if Mario can use those hooks in the clinch right there as he's backing up Chidi Njokuani to the back of the cage and end it with a takedown and a little bit of ground and pound, I think that is what's going to get him the win right here. It's a very, very close fight right here, but I'm going to lean with a younger guy right here. Again, I said the speed, the power is going to be very, very even, but I do think if Mario can keep the fight at range and every now and then come to the inside, throw a couple of big shots, throw some pressure shots in the clinch, and then land a couple of takedowns here and there as well, I think that is going to be the key for Mario Souza to win, but it's a very, very close fight. I am slightly leaning Mario Souza. Chidi Njokuani, if you look at how many of his losses come by knockout, let's check right here. 3 knockout losses, 3 submissions, and 1 decision. I'm not going to say submission for Mario Souza. I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go a 29-28 decision, but it's a very, very close one. My prediction, Mario Souza by unanimous decision. Really good fight in the middleweight division. Josh Kindland and Logan Urban in the welterweight division. Another short notice fight, but it is the main event for Contender Series 2021 Week 2, and it'll probably be a banger. I mean, the original fight that was supposed to happen, Josh Kindland and Darian Weeks, would have been a banger, but this one as well is going to be a banger. Logan Urban always goes out there looking for the finish. If you look at his wins, 5 wins and 1 loss this year. There's second round knockout win, first round submission, third round submission, second round knockout, and first round knockout. So all finishes right there. Then you look at Josh Kindland. If it's gonna load, 5 wins and 0 losses. Third round submission, third round knockout, second round knockout, first round submission, and first round knockout. Both fighters with every single win being a finish. But for this fight, the main ways I see Logan Urban winning, as he is coming in on short notice, he's gonna need to get that knockout early. I'm not too sure how his cardio is gonna do. Fighting a guy that throws a lot of volume, puts on a lot of pressure like Josh Kindland. So I'm assuming if the fight does go to the second and third round, that's where Josh Kindland is really going to take over because of that cardio disadvantage for Logan Urban, the volume and the pressure advantage for Josh Kindland as well. So Logan is going to need to go out there and win the fight in the first round. Josh Kindland is going to be coming forward, put on that pressure, put on that volume, and Logan Urban just needs to be that counter puncher. Maybe if Josh Kindland goes down for the takedown, knee right down the middle. We saw the last fight. I mean, it was absolutely insane with Antoine Blasigame. Not really the best opponent. 6 wins, 7 losses. That man went in for a combination. Not too sure what combination he was trying to land. but he caught him with a knee right down the middle, knocked him out cold. But the man's knees are vicious, man. Even in the clinch, if this fight hits the clinch, I'm gonna give Logan Urban the advantage because the knees to the body are absolutely devastating, and right when he pulls off, he always ends, like, right when, he's in the clinch, he's landing the knees a little bit, maybe land a couple of body shots, right when they exit that little clinch situation, or his opponent's back to the cage, he'll always end it with 1, 2, maybe 3 shots, and then back away, and that could be a way to knock out Josh Kindland as he's exiting the clinch, because Josh Kindland, sometimes, I've seen tendencies of when he does leave the clinch, his hands are right down here, and he's looking to come forward and then just get right back into his rhythm and get ready for the next combination. But right when that clinch is separated, his hands are a little bit low. So I can see Logan just landing those knees in the clinch, exiting the clinch, and then right then landing a left hook, straight right, big right hook, overhand. Some big shots and knocking out Josh Kindland. That is definitely a possibility. That would be the main way I see him winning, which would be in the clinch with the knees to the body, or as they're exiting with those big shots, getting a knockout in the first round. But overall, I mean, he's taking the fight on short notice. I'm sorry to say that. Even if he was not taking the fight on short notice, Josh Kindland just puts on really, really good pressure. He's very strong, is going to be pretty even wrestling to Logan Urban. Logan sometimes he likes to go out there, just kind of get the clinch, land those knees, and then go down for the double leg takedown. But Josh Kindland also has some pretty good wrestling and grappling. I don't see any of the wrestling or grappling happening for either fighter. This one is going to be a striking fight, and if it is, Josh Kindland throws way more volume, way more pressure, and is probably going to get Logan Urban's back to the cage and do exactly what I just said Logan should probably do to Josh Kindland, get his back to the cage and throw big combinations and knock him out in the second round. That is my prediction. I'm going to go Josh Kindland to put on that pressure. Just survive in the first round, because that is where Logan Urban for this fight is probably going to be most dangerous. And then in that second round, put it on that pressure, put it on that volume, and landing a big right hand or left hook. I have no idea what he's going to land, but I do think he's going to land a knockout in that second round. But a very, very good fight in the welterweight division. But yeah, guys, that is my full card prediction for Dana White's Contender Series Week 2. 5 fights on the entire fight card. I got Josh Kindland winning his fight, Mario Souza winning his fight, Simon Oliveira winning his fight, Carlos Vergarga, the underdog, winning his fight, Muin Gafarov winning his fight right there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys do not miss when I post a new video. There's a lot of you guys out there. There's only 10% of my total subscribers that are getting the notification for every time I post a new video. So if you want to know when I post a new video, whether it's Contender Series, UFC, Bellator, PFL, make sure to turn on those notifications when you subscribe. Turn that bell on so you guys do get notified for when I post a new video. But like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.